Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Delicious.
Welcome back to the new episode of the Split Shift podcast, where we cut through the bullshit and the noise of the fitness industry. My name is Jamie.
My name's Dan, and today we're back for another podcast, and it's good to be back. It feels like it's been a very long time, and also I'll have you know, this is the first time that I've done a podcast without getting a skin fade first.
That's true.
This is probably the longest I've had my hair, and I don't feel really great about it. Like, I feel a little bit
That's great. Don't touch me right now. Don't
What's
touch
wrong?
me. No, you sabotage me quite hard.
How? What's wrong?
No,
What's the problem?
People on YouTube will understand.
They won't understand.
If you're on Spotify, go on YouTube and then just witness what fucking happened within that intro.
Don't
say
worry about it.
That's all
You're
right.
stressing out. Anyway, we've got a couple questions.
We do have a couple questions.
We've got a couple opinions.
First off,
Yes. What's wrong?
where were we?
Where
was last
were
week's
we?
episode? Where were we? Where we been?
Went to Woolies. Where'd you go?
I went to work,
Yeah. Yeah.
went to the gym.
There you go.
Before that, we went to the snow.
Oh, we did go to the snow. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
no-
why we weren't here.
No episode last week, but
Yeah.
yeah, we did shred the nah, as some would say.
It's a loose term. It's a generous term.
It's like a loose nah.
It was probably like a yeah, nah.
It was like, yeah, more like a nah.
It's probably like a probably not.
Not like a fucking nah, it's like big nah.
Yeah, we've got a couple questions. We've got a couple opinions that we're going to talk about because we are middle-class white men that love to talk about our opinions on things.
Correct. And like to swear. We love swearing.
We love swearing. Like, again, rule number one, don't trust, if they don't swear, don't trust them. You know, where's the authentic speaking?
Look at Gary Vee. Look at Tony Robbins.
Look at fucking James Smith.
James Smith.
Tony Robbins is a big one.
Yeah. And
You know,
he's
look at Oprah.
he's a big dog.
Does Oprah swear?
No, but not to be trusted.
Look at Diddy. Like, you know what I mean? He swears all the time.
Oh, no.
Why are we bringing Diddy up again?
Yeah, leave that.
Anyway, we're going to get into this, but yes, we have a couple of opinions and a couple of things that you need to hear about because it is very important to hear about what we need to talk about and what our opinions are about things.
Yes, polarizing opinions, you know, a bit of controversy. Let's maybe change your way of thinking. Let's do this shit.
I know what a polarizing opinion is. My polarizing opinion is this fucking game of chess is never going to get finished.
we can call it right now if you want. Or should we just?
No, we need to finish it.
Okay.
We need to finish it. Look at this chessboard right now. This is
want-
Danny's little situation over here. He's got a king and a pawn about to get absolutely hard railed.
Braving the world right now.
About to get smoked on low heat
I've got
for 8 hours.
That's true for this, at least for this whole episode. Let's do this.
All right, are you sure you don't want to keep talking? We're 4 minutes in. How are we going? We might need to put a little timestamp so you can skip all of that.
That's true. I learned a new trick when I was at the snow. That was pretty cool. We
Yep.
did. We got a 360.
Yes.
Should we keep going? Or?
We should probably do this. We're going to go for 6 minutes and
So you know the drill, polarizing opinions. We're going to talk about one, our opinion each. We got about how much? We got 6 minutes to talk about it, and we'll just see how we go. Let's see if we can fill it all in.
fill it up.
Fill it up. Let's go. All right,
Subscribe to the Patreon.
3, 2, 1. So my first polarizing opinion is discipline isn't a mindset; it's the result.
Whoa. That is polarizing.
That's polarizing.
It's not a mindset.
It's the result.
Okay. All right.
Okay, what does that even mean? Let me give you a bit of context. How many times have you been told by someone you just need to be more disciplined? You just need to fucking work harder, whatever it may be. You need to have this mindset of you have to be this disciplined person. Like we're fucking born with it. No, it's a set of systems that the result you become disciplined as a result of these set of factors and systems that you put in place to make sure that you can adhere to your ultimate goal. Now, yes, there are going to be times where you have to grit your teeth and you're going to have to work a little bit harder than usual. There's going to be bad days. And if you could think of it as, being disciplined on those days, sure. But if we're thinking about a disciplined mindset, it's not about being predisposed with this way of thinking. No, it's built. It's built through these specific pillars that allows you to become a more disciplined person. The first one is having a strong why. A disciplined person, or the result of being someone disciplined, is they have a strong why. We talk about the why a lot in the Split Shift podcast because it is quite literally why. It is quite literally the backbone of everything that we do. Why do you brush your teeth? Why do you go to the gym? Why do you shower every day? There's a reason why we do all these things. So having a strong why in relevance to your goals is absolutely make or break. It is absolutely so important to have. And something that we talk about, especially as role as coaches, is that something that we look to, at least peel back on goal-wise is not make it surface level. Because the relevance of whether if you're going to, or at least whether you're going to do the thing or not is purely how badly do you want it through X reasons. So peel back those layers. If your reason is because I want to look fit, I want to look healthy, sure, I want to fuck $1 million, but just a little too surface level is not beneficial because it's not gripping enough. It's not relevant to you specifically. So you're going to peel those layers back. Look at a stick, a pain point, why you need to move where you are from where you are right now. Look at the reward. Look what these goals or these systems that you're going to create, what does it unlock for you? What's the reward? And that can be, I don't want to be here because I feel my confidence is really bad. I don't fit in my clothes. I feel gross. I don't feel like I can show up for my partner, my family, like things along the lines of that. But on the reward side, to say I have the vitality where I can play with my kids. I won't have a sore back anymore. I can, I have so much energy. I can have sex with my partner again. All these things that's like super relevant. You want to peel back those layers that's relevant to you. So starting with a strong why. The next thing is clarity. It is absolutely important to have clarity on where do you want to go. Clarity in where are you right now? What is your current circumstance? Where are things right now? Like what's the current situation? And then more like just as important, clarity on where you want to go. That specific person that you want to be or the specific goal. More specific that you are, then you can start to create a more tangible effect, which is number 3. I'll get to that in a second. But ultimately, when you have vague goals, there's just that level of uncertainty where it's not going to be absolute. It's not really, it's just there, you know what I mean? It's just like when people have the dream of like, I want to be fit, or I want to be a millionaire and stuff like that. Too vague. Peel back those layers on the specific goals of what you need and adding a time frame to that. With the last step is that you look to create a tangible, realistic plan from there. We create contrast. You have a backbone, which is your why. You know where you are, you know where you want to go, and the most important thing beyond that is tangible, realistic steps from there. You will become more disciplined if you can say yes to the things that you're going to say you can do, the things that you can follow through in, follow through on. I just felt like I just lost my English.
Follow through on.
So the more you can be able to say, yes, I can do that and follow through on, the more confident you'll be. But the more you're going to adhere to this disciplined person. So it's not necessarily, again, bringing it back to being disciplined it's not just the mindset. You're not born with this. It is a set of systems that you need to have that's going to create this full picture to allow you to become this disciplined person. So it is a result of these 3 things. You can't have one without the other, because if you don't have a good reason, you might have a best plan. You might be able to get a plan online, would be awesome, super realistic. If you don't have a good reason, you're not going to do it. If you have an amazing reason, but you have a shitty plan, it's going to be really hard to do. If you don't have tangible steps, you're jumping too far, you might go back to square one again. So you want to make sure they work all cohesively for your goals, and you'll get there. You'll become disciplined. I'll see my way out.
Nice. Discipline is not a mindset. It's a
result.
result.
It's a result.
It's a result of doing the thing.
Of doing things, you know?
I like that.
It's like a little dance.
I like
dance with
that.
those,
I like
little
that.
dance with those three things, right?
I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of that.
And look, and who's to say, like, you know, that even if you're doing these things, you do it for a very long time, you create this identity that you are a disciplined person. So like if you're getting a little bit more specific, you'll attach that identity to you because you're a person that follows through, gets shit done, always takes action, follows through, achieves whatever over time. That's where discipline comes from. So that you have evidence to back yourself up on, you know, like as you're having those hard days to say, no, I can do this. I can keep following through. I can keep pushing on and achieve the thing without, because you have so much evidence to back it. So
Yeah.
long-term effects.
I like that. That's where I would have probably taken that as well. Lifestyle, identity base, discipline, rather than it being necessarily a practice. I think the habits, the lifestyle, that sort of stuff, that's more the practice and the doing the thing to get the result. And then the discipline comes as a result of that. I understand that. But yeah, more of an identity thing of being that person that follows through. You know, we talk about that quite a lot because of the gravity of that and the fact that if you aren't willing to do that, aren't willing to be that person, then everything's going to be 10 times harder to do and to complete and to achieve. But like, you don't need to be a disciplined person. Like, even for myself, I could say I'm a disciplined person, but that's fucking not necessarily true. Like, I'm disciplined with the things that I know I can do and know I want to do. But say, for example, what's something that I fucking not disciplined with? Oh, not disciplined with, you know, filing my fucking tax, shit like that. You know, not disciplined with responding to my accountant, you know, different standards for different things, but it's more about what my values are aligned with, you know. So if my values are like, so let's say, for example, somebody's trying to lose fat, important what you just said. Why? We need the whys, we need all that sort of stuff. We need to align our values and the things that we actually care about with that result. Otherwise, you're not going to be fucking disciplined. You're not just going to grit your teeth and bear it and just go through. You may, which is exactly, actually, funnily enough, links into my little opinion or my little thing that we're going to talk about in a second, why people do so well the first time they're losing fat, because they are so disciplined. They're so rigid. They're so like, this is what we need to do. I'm just going to get there, rose-colored glasses sort of thing. Nothing else matters. But yeah, discipline being the result of the constant practice of doing the thing to get the physical result, and the result of being disciplined being the person that is disciplined or has discipline. Yeah, like I think discipline in general, and I'm going a bit off topic here a little bit, not necessarily off topic, but discipline in general is so fucking vague.
It's
like,
so vague.
Realistically, like when you look at people say, oh, I'm just lazy or I'm just undisciplined. It's like bull fucking shit. Look at you. I guarantee you show up at work every day. I guarantee you still get to work at 9 a.m. You say you have no discipline. How the fuck are you showing up at work at 9 a.m. every day? You know, 5 days a week. You might chuck a sickie here and there, but once you reach that sickie quota, you're not taking any more sickies because you're not getting paid for it, because your values are aligned with the monetary benefit that you're going to get from that thing. Whereas if you just simply align the things you actually care about with the result that you want, the physical result you want, you will be that disciplined person if you just prove it to yourself by following through with what you say you're going to do.
Yep. That's it's a good one. I actually had this exact same chat with one of my clients who's a uni student, and same thing, like kept aligning with who they are. I'm just a lazy person, this and that. And I'm like, you get distinctions at university, you study hard, you're anything but lazy. You know, and I guess if you've got to look at how do you make discipline more tangible, where people can understand where that mindset comes from, it's having certain systems in place. But you're right, absolutely, there needs to be an alignment in, if you think of more of the bigger picture that's going to carry over to who you are long term. Identity is everything. Of course, we talk about it so many times, but if you identify someone that is that person that can keep following through, no matter what stage of your life, you always will do the thing.
Yeah, you'll get there if you're just consistent, you know, even if it isn't necessarily the right thing. You know, more times than not, if you're just showing up in some capacity to get to where you want to go, and you know it's roughly even 50% of the the correct thing or the ideal, you'll probably still get there more times than people that fucking try to do the, ideal, excellent thing and just can't continue because they haven't aligned their values with that result. But yeah, big fan. Now let's see if Danny actually makes a fucking move, or if we're going to go through another episode with just this situation happening right now. Ah, yes. Okay. We'll play. We'll have a little play. All right. So anyway, it is my turn. Oh, you can't move there. It's check. There you go. Okay, I'm pretty sure you can move there.
That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote.
Yep, you wrote it. Actually, you know what we could do right now real quick? Mm-hmm. I think we may be about to finish this game. Check.
Yep.
I think this could be it. I think this is it.
This is it, guys.
I think
that's checkmate.
That's checkmate.
Good game.
Is genuinely checkmate?
That's genuinely checkmate. I got nowhere else to go.
We'll do the
Thank you.
game. It only took fucking 14 episodes.
Took half a year.
Probably more than 14 episodes. That's crazy. That's it?
That's it, guys.
That's it. Check.
This is history in the making. Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's over. I can't go anywhere else.
Done.
Can't go forward. Can't go
That's
back.
it. Well, we don't even need my question. That's that.
Just end the episode.
What do you guys want to talk about? 15 minutes.
Fuck.
Dude.
Heaps of time. Yeah.
Oh my God, smoked.
I feel a little empty. Yeah, I'm fucking pieced up. Right
That's that. That is that.
Pieced up.
Didn't I win the first one as well? We're on 2-0 at the moment.
Oh, we'll come back.
We're 2-0. Shit. All right, anyway, we better get into this. So, as I grazed upon, touched upon, hinted at, this is what I'm talking about. Your first fat loss attempt was easier. Now you suck at it, and here's why. Hook! I could probably do that better. I could probably do that a little better.
Do it again. You ready?
Your first fat loss attempt felt pretty easy. It was easier than it is now. Now you suck at it, or you seem like you suck at it. Here's why. That was way worse.
That was shit.
That was heaps worse.
Do the hook thing.
Okay. Your first time you tried to lose fat, it was easy, right?
Right.
Now you suck at it.
What?
Here's why.
Oh, shit.
God. Oh, righto. Okay. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. A lot of people, when they have their second, third, fourth attempt at losing fat or any sort of lifestyle change, whatever, they go, why could I do it so much more easily the first time? I lost, first time I attempted to lose fat, I lost 30 kilos within the space of fucking, 3, 4, 5 months, whatever. And it just didn't seem too hard. Like I was just doing the thing. And there's many reasons for this. Many reasons, which we're about to cover. But it's important that you listen and you pay attention and get your little notebook out, because we need to understand and improve our relationship with this area. Otherwise, it's going to be very fucking hard. So the first attempt is typically just blind optimism. You're out there, you don't really know what's right, you don't really know what's wrong. You probably, obviously you weren't doing the right thing for you, otherwise you'd still have lost the fat. There would be no second or third attempt. So that first attempt, you're coming out of the gates hot, you're like, fuck yeah, I'm excited, I know what I'm trying to do, I'm out here, I'm trying to lose 20, 30 kilos or whatever. I'm on, we're doing it, what do I need to do? I've got to eat 1,000 calories a day, let's go. Blinders on, we're hitting it. You have this blind optimism. There's no false identities being held. There's none of that shit. You have no baggage yet, There's none of that. You just don't overthink it. There's no overthinking it. It's like, I know what I need to do. A plus B equals C, okay? If I do X, Y, Z, I'm going to get that result. Done. There's no overthinking it. And then you put the weight back on. You're like, what the actual fuck? What is going on here? You got to think of that like your first relationship, How many people got into their first relationship, they stayed in it way too fucking long, because they were just like, this is fucking awesome. You ignore all the red flags. You ignore the fact that you guys were not meant to be together whatsoever. And then every relationship after that, all you can see is those red flags in people. All you can see is like, I don't want to get hurt again. I don't want this to happen. I can't have anybody like that. Oh, they're under 6 foot tall. No, thanks. Also, what the hell?
The fuck? What the hell?
What do you mean? Well, I identify as 6'4", so that's also fine. I wouldn't worry too much about that.
If you round up,
If you round up, I'm
6 foot.
technically, 6 foot. So yeah, you're all in. You don't know what those red flags are yet. And we can relate that directly back to this. With that first attempt, you were all in. You didn't know what was going wrong. You didn't know what to expect. You didn't know what you were doing was actually setting yourself up for imminent failure because you weren't doing anything realistic to keep that off. And this happens time and time and time again. And I see this with people all the time. The second, the third, the fourth attempt, by the time they get to me, they're all fucked up. They're completely screwed up. So every time after that, you have more mental baggage. You have this identity where, oh, maybe I'm that person that just fails. Maybe I'm that person that can't lose the fat, because I went to all that effort. It felt easier, but then say the second attempt, but I still put the fat back on every single time. So maybe I'm just that person that's destined to fail. Or maybe I'm that person that can't actually follow through. Maybe I'm that person that can just go through that diet phase. I can be strict for a minute, but then there's no light at the end of that tunnel. There's no lifestyle where I can actually maintain that. My base, my home is still this overweight person that has low energy and just binges chocolate all the time. That's my home. That's my identity, When you're going through that and you're going through attempt after attempt after attempt, every single attempt is going to feel harder because your belief in yourself is worse and worse and worse. So it's important that we eliminate that. It's important that we are first of all aware of that and we're not comparing ourselves to that first attempt. You can compare yourself, but understand that that's not what you want. You don't want to have that first attempt again, because I hear that quite often as well. Oh, last time I did that, last time I did this diet, last time I did keto, I lost 20 kilos. Okay, then what? Then what happened? Oh, I put it back on, but at least I lost the weight. The only thing that works for me is cutting out carbs. So, okay, and then what? Oh, well, I'll put the weight back on, but how many more times do you want to fucking do that? This attempt will be harder. You're going to have to take that baggage off, Think of it like you're climbing, what's a really big mountain? Maybe not Everest. That's probably a bit too fucking... You're climbing...
Kilimanjaro.
You're climbing Kilimanjaro, okay? And that first attempt, your bag was really light. You were just taking a little day pack. There was a camping spot at the top of the mountain. You're walking up, you're like, this ain't too bad, You get up there, you got nowhere to fucking sleep, so you got to go back to the start again. But this time you're actually taking all that mental baggage. You're taking that poor identity. You're taking all those failed attempts at losing fat. You're taking the fact that you were just such a worse parent and mother, and you were not showing up for the people around you when you were in that period. You have all that baggage. The only way you're going to be able to get up to the top and actually stay there is if you pack light and pack intentionally. Wow, that really, really flew. Pack light and pack intentionally. You need to remove all that baggage from those past attempts. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're not chasing the results. You're just avoiding failure when you're going through that. You're not trying to get to where you want to go. You're not getting that lifestyle. You're not trying to become that person. You're just trying to go through it without failing. And that becomes extraordinarily hard. So you must stop trying to recreate that easy. You need to stop trying to recreate that easy first attempt, because every time you do that, you're going to have that same result, which is heading back to square one and then adding another little package to that backpack that you have. All it is, you're going to go back to square one and your backpack's going to get heavier. So you need to first take that off, unpack the backpack, pack it with the things that you actually need, which is identity, an identity where I'm the person that is just healthy. I have an active lifestyle. I pursue energy and eat well for my lifestyle, whatever it is, for my work, for my kids, for all those things. I am that person. That's who I'm becoming. That's the goal and result that I want. That's the goal and result that I'm pursuing. If you do that, you will be able to lose the fat. It may take a bit longer, it may be a little bit less sexy. You have to go through a few more obstacles, and road bumps or road blocks and all that sort of stuff. But you get around it, you learn about yourself. You're gonna have to do some deep diving into your own psyche, into who you actually are, into why you were actually here in the first place. And then you're gonna be able to climb that mountain and become that person that you ideally wanna be.
The roads eventually always lead back to Rome, doesn't it? I firmly...
Where's Rome?
Rome is the path of identity and lifestyle. Is going
Oh,
back to lifestyle.
If you want to keep the result, then yes.
Correct. Yeah, keep the
The
result.
majority of people never go to Rome. They never get to visit Rome. They never get to get on the plane.
Never get to get there. They never get to get there. They just turn back around. No, it's very true to exactly what you're saying. It's that's why we are so passionate and firmly believe that the approach of how we look for,
That was meant to be a silent one. You keep going. I'm going to cut that out.
What the fuck?
I'm cutting that out of the podcast. I'm cutting it out.
So that's why we're firm believers that yes, you can do the challenge and like all those type of things. That's fine. You can always do that. But if you're someone that has been back in this road before, that's never been to that person, that's always gone back to square one, the approach needs, like in our opinion, this is the best way to go about with it. We've seen it so many times with clients, even ourselves, and the approach of identity and lifestyle is the best way. I'm getting emotional.
Is that the first one for the day?
It's the first one, right?
That was the first one on the day.
First one. I can feel it like tightening up.
I felt mine like going before the podcast.
Yeah.
So also both of us have been very sick this week.
Yeah.
But
we're here. We're getting it done.
Yeah.
No, I think exactly what you said was really, really good. It does make it increasingly harder, and it's all that mental load. It's that mental baggage, that self-talk that we say to ourselves, and providing that evidence. It's the evidence that we've given to it, like we've given to ourselves from starting back to square one. And it's that inner saboteur in our brain just telling us, you can't do that anymore. Oh, you're just meant to be fat. This is just who you are, stuff like that. That plays in our head. That stays like that. We always come back to it.
100%.
We always come back to it. So we have to break that. You have to make peace with that. I think acknowledging is such a good one that you said, is that acknowledgement obviously is the key for the first step to change. Knowing that it is a thing, and breaking through that, and then making the tangible steps from there. Then being realistic, being able to follow through,
Yeah, 100%. I had a thing I wanted to say there. I can't remember what it was. What did you say before that?
I don't remember now.
Oh, shit. Yeah, all of that.
I think there's something
That sucks. I was going to say something. I had a bomb to drop.
I think there was something really good that we mentioned, was that it's going to be hard. And that is a very good way to look at it. And like there's a quote that I definitely live by it. Sure, Jimbo lives by it as well. And it's a quite popular one, is find your hard. Find your hard. Could be in your pants.
Found it. What do I do now?
Patreon. Shit.
$20 a month.
$20 a month.
Promise it'll be worth it.
It's not a long one, but
Yeah. But that's exactly right. 100%.
find your
hard.
Find your hard. So doing the hard things that's gonna get the result, keep the result, all that type of stuff. That's stuff that's gonna take longer. Is obviously not an easy road to go down on, but also going the easy route and then going back, easy route and going back again. I'm gonna do keto. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna do carnivore. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna do this 6-week shred. I'm gonna come back. 2 years down the track, I'm still in the same position. That's hard. That is not easy. That's not an easy road as well. So you ultimately got to make the choice to say which road you want to go on. You've got to think bigger and long term to say, do you want to choose that hard route, going back, forth, continue to have this baggage, or go do it the hard way, which is a lot more mentally tough in general, just because it's take a little bit longer, a little more deeper inner work. But you do it once, and you fucking succeed. You know what I mean?
I think people get addicted to attempts as well, and trying, and you can call it failing or whatever, or reverting back. And typically when it comes to, say, fat loss or all this sort of stuff we talk about here, the physical thing is actually a lot easier for people, even though they think, oh, it's really hard, like again, keto, or I'm going through this diet phase or whatever, or I'm just locking myself in, I'm locking in, it's really hard. If it was actually fucking that hard, you'd rather just do the mental work. You'd rather actually just do the identity shifting. You'd rather actually do the deep work on yourself, but that is actually harder for a lot of people, particularly if you are in a position where you have found it very hard to change, particularly long term. There is some fucked up shit under the covers. And people are in denial oftentimes. They're in denial and think, no, I'm not like that. I'm fine. I just haven't got it right yet. I'm going to get it right. It's like, you're not going to get it right until you actually sort the fucking engine out. Until you pop the hood and be like, holy fuck, like that engine is all cooked. Let's actually replace some of these parts. Let's do some maintenance work on this engine a little bit. Then we can put the hood down. Then we can actually go for a longer drive, and actually make it to our destination rather than just like carking it halfway and reverting back to square one because you thought that was going to be hard. You thought that was going to be the thing that you need to do. But in reality, you're just avoidant of the actual problem, which is your identity, which is your mindset, which is your self-talk, which is your relationship with yourself, which is your relationship with your food. They're the things you need to actually sort out, but they're incredibly hard. Dieting's fucking hard. This is significantly harder, but the longer you go without doing it, the harder it gets. The issue is it's inevitable. At some point, if you want to get the result, you're going to have to face that, whether it's now or whether it's in 10 years. You will have to face it eventually if you want to get the result and keep it. Otherwise, you'll get to the point where you're just like, fuck it, I'm old enough, just who cares? I missed out on decades of my life, which again, I see all the time with clients, I'm sure you do too. People come to me at 50, 60 being like, what's going on? What do you want to achieve? They'll be like, I literally just wasted 20 years of my life not living the way I want to live. Boom.
Crazy.
Fuck that.
Had this exact client recently, had an insane journey in such a small time, huge shifting around habits and lifestyle. And mid-50s, perimenopause, like it's, gone big stages of like that, those periods of a life. Busy mum, and all that type of things. And she, after did the work, very quickly onto it too, and just fought, just honed in on it and just built on it. She looked back and she's like, fuck, I wish I did this sooner.
That's always the thing, isn't it? Like, yeah. But, unless you get to that point, you never get to say that. So
I highly recommend. So if you're thinking about this, bottom line is, if you're listening to this podcast, you got to this point, first off, thank you. Listening to us ramble. If you gotten to this point and you've been on the fence of making those changes, need to find the right direction, talk to us, go take that step, do that thing, just start. Start with something, the biggest thing, because it's not going to happen when work gets easier. It's not going to be you're not going to do it when school holidays starts again next term. I think school holidays are still on now. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to happen. Get on it now and make the right steps.
Yes, please. Do not wake up in another 12 months and feel like a piece of shit because you didn't do what you said you were going to do.
You don't deserve that.
Because it happens every single day and it fucking sucks. And I swore for effect because it's effective language and that's how it's meant to be used.
Yes.
Wrap this shit up, bro.
Mediocre information here at the Split Shift Podcast. We hope you enjoy this. Do you want to wrap it up
and I'll pack this up because the chess game is over?
I know.
There you go.
There it is.
That's it.
One little pony.
Yeah. See you later.
One little pony left. We hope you enjoyed this new this episode of the Split Shift Podcast. We got pretty into it, didn't we? I think we got pretty we hit some bangers, had some polarizing opinions. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you may have changed your way of thinking on some things. Maybe got a little aha moments where you might have changed your view on how you'd like to approach discipline or find the missing link to what's going to help you with your goals. Same thing with your fat loss journey. If you have any opinions, you have any questions, we do this every week, 95% of the time, unless we go on the snow. And
or
Uluru, which is going to be next weekend. We're going to do a marathon at the Uluru next weekend, by the way.
Hopefully. I've actually heard one of my clients told me that their friend did it a few years ago and said it was incredibly difficult and they walked half of it. And I'm like, well, I will not be walking. I'd rather die in the wilderness than walk. We're probably going to be walking.
I'm going to walk.
We're not going to walk. We're not going to walk, but lots of sand apparently and lots of dirt.
Perfect.
And yeah.
Love it. I'm getting keen. Fresh piece, fresh set for the next episode. We're going to start the show later again. It's 2-0 at the moment.
2-0. That sucks.
Gotta get my dub on this one, man. Well, I hope you enjoy. If you're on Spotify, give us a 5 stars and also follow us on Spotify too. Like and subscribe on YouTube, and then we'll see you for the next episode. Hopefully, we won't be broken, and we might actually make it back to the next episode.
That's true. If we don't, a dingo may have got. Do you think there's going to be dingoes there?
Stole my baby.
That's crazy.
Stole my baby.
That's still my baby.
Shit. We'll see you next week, maybe.
Hopefully.